First of all, what was the deal? I said, don't sleep in my bed. What was it? I said, don't sleep in my bed. I don't want anyone fucking in there. Or did I allow people to sleep in my bed? But
you said sleeping was fine, just no fucking.
Okay, and then I got into my bed and immediately felt a huge hardened circle cum stain that must have been like a foot in diameter. I don't even know.
I've never seen him so angry.
Why would they leave that?
Their defense was that he came inside of her, so he didn't know. So it leaked. It must have leaked.
That's such a serious leakage because
liquid.
It must have
I remember when Cam came down with the sheets, and I thought it was a bit, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like it was. Fucking
I was holding
full
up
on,
the sheet.
full on
It was
cum stain, dude. It was.
Wait, not only are they married now, he must have a potent load because they also have a child.
Look at that.
It was potent.
I almost got pregnant from that fucking shit.
Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Potter.
And I'm Karen Lee Potter.
That's my mother.
And that's my son.
We chat about sex on a weekly basis and all the things you typically don't talk about with a parent.
We like to make the most uncomfortable conversations comfortable.
So strap in,
Strap on.
and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I am delighted to say this is our 500th episode.
Get
hyped, baby G.
500.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To that?
If you're not watching this on Spotify and YouTube, you might want to because we have very special guests today.
Oh, yes, we do. We have my boyfriend Deez.
Oh,
In the house.
You've heard a lot about these. He's here in the
here.
flesh. You want
Hope
to
it's good stuff.
Hope it's good stuff. All good. Who else do we got in the booth tonight?
We have my son Jeremy Potter.
Also known in the family as Gerald.
Gerald Jingus, the Dingus. Very delighted to have you here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We got Mother, of course, the Moot.
Here.
Here to the 500th.
We've got Cam Potter here.
Hello. We got the Doctor, Andy P.
Let me take a sip of this champagne. Ooh.
That's some damn
That was some ASMR.
Andy is my brother-in-law, my sister, who's
My son-in-law.
sitting right to the right.
Oh, hello.
Sister, do you want to share your name and anything you'd like to share with the audience for our 500th?
My name is Jessica. I am the long-suffering eldest sibling of the Potter clan. And this is my son, Gary.
Oh, hello.
My son Gary is 7 months old.
Little one is on his first podcast.
You want to say anything?
So we're real excited to bring this 500th episode.
We thought, what could be a better idea than a sex talk with my family?
Woo-hoo!
Woohoo! Oh,
Yeah. And the little one strikes again.
the little one is in his shrieking phase.
He's going to say his first words on air today.
So don't think it's Cam that's drinking.
to say his first words on air today.
So I thought we'd start, Mom, just sharing very briefly for all the people who haven't listened to the past 499 episodes, very briefly, how this podcast came to be.
Oh, you're throwing that one on me, are you?
Yeah, you can quickly share it.
Okay, so for those of you who just tuned in for the first time, my name is...
Why is this mic on your tit?
I don't know. It's just lying there. Okay. Basically, I have 3 children that are in this room.
Yes.
Actually, everyone in this room is here because of me. I've thought about that today.
Oh, wow.
If I hadn't made the choices that I made, you guys would not be here.
Look at that.
But
A little
okay.
brag to start off the
A
show.
little brag, little boasting, but I am very proud to have you as my family.
Oh, thank you.
And all right.
So first you created the family.
Yeah, I created the family, and then my husband got killed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oopsie.
Their father was killed.
But not necessarily in that order.
Right. And it
Insert sad trombone.
and it wasn't me. Oh, okay. Anyway, long story short, I became single. I'm in the singles world. I started a YouTube channel for women that are going through a divorce or a death like myself. And nobody watched YouTube, or no women watched YouTube. So what happened is I decided to lean in and find the people that were interested in my show, and those were 18 to 35-year-old
Horny dudes.
horny guys wanting to know about cougars. So I decided that redefined the word cougar to be a confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy woman.
Yes, you did.
And I wrote a book called A Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There.
I started talking about this in my stand-up comedy, first with one joke, then full sets about this. And then eventually I was like, Mom, this is a fucking goldmine. Having a mom with a YouTube sex channel is exactly right, Gary. It's something to scream about. And so we decided to make a video, and it was in 2015. And podcasts, I didn't even know what they were. My friend at dinner was like, why don't you start a podcast since your mom is in Chicago and you're in LA?
You have to give a toast to that.
Toast to Carmela.
Carmela,
Thank you very much. Brilliant idea. I haven't seen her in a bit, but shout out to Carmela, a critical person in our lives.
If it wasn't for her, none of us would be here.
I think you guys probably owe her a lot of money.
We probably do.
Yeah.
Or she owes us a lot of money.
Residuals.
Don't find us.
Anyway,
So-
so after Carmela,
So then we started this podcast almost nine and a half years ago.
oh my God.
Yes.
9.5 years of talking about sex with my son.
500 weeks at least.
Have you guys ever said the word penis on air?
Never.
Never.
We're still trying to find out what that is.
We don't say the word vagina as well. We like to call them pee-pee and poo-poo.
Vagina's poo-poo?
Yes. Poo-poo. So I wanted to bring in the family now and ask. Yes, he wants to come in too.
He's a screecher.
I wanted to ask you guys if you remembered when we first approached you and shared that we were going to start this podcast together. Do you have that memory or no?
I feel like I don't remember the specific instance, no, but I remember the general feeling being like, why are you encouraging her?
And don't use my last name.
And that was a discussion I had with Mother when she started the YouTube channel because, Poter's not that common of a last name. But yeah, I think it started as a bit and it just, you really committed to the bit.
I committed
all
to the
these
bit.
500 episodes later.
We both did.
We committed.
Yeah. Well,
We need to be committed now.
Would you say your shame or embarrassment around it subsided at some point? Did you
Has
grow to
dissipated?
accept it?
I have in the sense that I could see that, it does, it makes a lot of people happy and it's
Aw.
provided community for all of your fans. And
For
the
those of
sneaky
you
freaks.
not
Watching.
for those of you who aren't watching on Spotify or YouTube, thank you for filling in the blanks. Cam and I are both wearing Sneaky Freak T-shirts.
That's correct.
That's our community.
And those are the freaks out there.
The people listening right now, you're part of the Sneaky Freak community. Go on, Jess.
No, so I think that's a beautiful thing. Now, that being said, can I listen to it? For the most part, no.
Yeah.
There's things I don't want to know about my brother's sex life and my mother's sex life.
Why could you
Like,
elaborate on that?
yeah, really. What do you not want to know?
I don't know. Sometimes, because I follow you guys on Instagram, so sometimes a story will pop up and it'll be like a little teaser of mom being like, "Of course I did anal," and I'm like,
Wait a second. I beg to differ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that not canon?
That might have been Cam.
Oh,
I never done anal.
okay.
Yeah, I love
That
this.
was just
the-
like
Gary
a-
doesn't like the
a
anal
for,
stuff.
For
This is-
example,
Scream
of the
trick.
things that might come out of your mouth that I don't need to know. Let's leave a little bit of mystique there. But do
agree.
I think you're funny? Yes.
Oh. Any other family members want to share about where they were or their initial reaction to hearing that we had sex talk with my mom? Deez, I think this is a great question for you. What the hell were you thinking? You're dating someone and she's doing a podcast about sex with her child?
I was thinking this is awesome because I'll now have a little bit more free time to myself.
Very good. Genghis?
I don't remember. I remember you doing stand up, and that was very fun. And I don't really remember exactly when it transitioned into podcast format. But I do remember helping you with some things.
Oh yeah.
For those who just tuning in, you might remember me from an iconic episode where I helped my brother make a mold of his penis.
Oh, no, Willy.
Willie.
Clone of Willie, and don't forget, Dee's helped me make a clone of my
Yeah, but you're partners.
vulva.
Yeah, but you already
are partners
touch
and-
each other's vulvas.
Yeah,
Okay,
we are
so that's an
brothers.
example.
White Lotus, right?
But
Luckily,
you might say I am desensitized, and I don't really. I actually do share this information on first dates. That my mom and brother have a sex podcast.
And what do they typically say?
Usually they want to know what it is and how to listen to it.
oh wow, that's
Yeah.
great. Keep doing. Go on these dates.
I've been fucking
get,
spreading the
get
word,
these
baby.
fucking listeners.
I'm on all 3 dates I go on a year.
Now we owe you and Carmela
Yes,
for this podcast.
and Andy P. What was your thoughts when you found out that you're now entering a family that talks about sex?
Well, I didn't really become a member of the family until 2023 when we got married.
Oh, in the eyes of God.
In the eyes of God and
you were-
country.
You were
But,
around for way fucking long.
But I was like, I don't know if I want to really be part of this like hypersexual family.
you
No, that's
were
not
about
true.
to bow out.
I heard about it and I was like, this family rules, dude.
Freaking hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Freaking hell yeah, dude.
What was it like in your family? Were you talking about sex like this or no?
No, in fact, I was telling my mom I was going to do this today, and she was like, wouldn't it be weird if you and I had a podcast? And I'm like, yes, it would.
We're starting a trend. What about
I'm like,
you?
what should we call it? And she's like, sex talk with my mom. I'm like, you can't use that name. It's already been used.
It's trademarked.
It is trademarked.
But Dee's, what are your thoughts?
Have you talked about sex with your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I do, and it's weird because when I go home to visit my family, I carry it over like it's normal. The talk that we have is like normal in my family.
And you forget?
And like at the dinner table, I'll say something about like a vagina, and they'll all be like everything just silent. And everyone's like looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, Steve?"
And then you go, it rubs off.
What do you mean, it rubs off?
What rubs off?
No, our podcast rubs off on him.
But in all fairness,
thought
I,
it was a
don't know if it's
vagina
because my
joke.
parents are getting older or I've just broken them down through the years. But they tolerate a hell of a lot more now than they did when your show first started.
Oh, really?
Oh.
But I promise you, they're not watching your show.
Yeah, my father did not want to let his friends know that we were going to be on Megyn Kelly talking about sex.
I know.
And then he came around the next day and said, you know what? I'm sorry I said that. I'm proud of you for doing that.
Aw.
And now we don't want to tell anyone you were on Megyn Kelly.
Weren't you guys the last people ever on Megyn Kelly before she
No,
got fired?
I think there was.
We were close to the end, though.
Yeah, we were close to the end.
And what about Daniel Tosh.0?
Oh, we were on Task Point. That was the one. That was one that
Throwback.
we thought, oh, this is not going to be fun, but it turned out it was great fun, and we're still getting residual checks for $18.
Yeah. Printing money. Okay, well, does anyone have any funny or unusual awkward moments as a result of this podcast, or is that just me?
What do you mean, just you?
Has it affected your life in any way? Pretty not.
There was one friend of mine that knew a ton of information about me because they were listening to the podcast before they met me.
Oh
No
my God.
way.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Shout out Laura. I don't know. if
Is
I'm
that
allowed
good
to
or bad?
it was good. I mean, we're friends, so it didn't.
Well,
It
she's got
clearly
good
it
taste
didn't
in
tarnish
touch.
her thoughts about me, but she definitely knew tons about my family.
Well, it's good that she has good taste in podcasts.
Yes, she does.
How did you become friendly with this girl?
Through friends, mutual friends. Or Laura, let me know.
I mean,
Did you infiltrate?
All right. Well, I was thinking for this next segment, we can go into a little family game.
oh, this
Ooh,
is
love
fun.
games.
A little love game. It's a little game time.
Ooh.
Game time.
Ding, ding, ding.
This
Game
is
time.
called Who's
time.
Most Likely To.
Oh.
Yes, who's most likely to. And we're just going to list several things and then share our opinion of who's most likely to do
Okay.
something. Okay. Who's most likely to? On a first date, who is most likely to spill their entire drink on their date?
Oh.
Of this family.
Well, the majority of us are not single.
No. If they were single and they were going on dates. Probably who?
Jess.
Jess is... She's not even here to defend herself.
Yeah.
She's very
Yo,
cold.
let's just roast Jess while she's gone.
I think it's me.
Jess had to leave to tend to
Actually,
the baby.
it's probably little Gary because he can't even use his hands.
Very good point.
Yeah.
But I
He's
truly,
constantly throwing shit around.
I think it's me because I'm a clod.
I would say I was gonna do you.
Yeah, you
or-
do a
Close
lot of
second.
gesturing.
Yeah.
And spilling wine all over the place. Yeah, that would be me.
And
Yeah.
you're a well-known drunk.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Okay, during their single days, who is or was most likely to make out with a stranger?
I think that's me again.
Yeah, I'm also might be mother.
She's
Well, we
spilling
don't know.
everywhere and making out with strangers.
Steve.
As a bartender in
Oh.
New York City
Oh,
and
that'll
Washington,
be
D.C.
you.
for many, many
Wow,
years.
no way.
I don't know if we're counting or not, but I think I'd probably add up. Mine would be more than all of yours combined.
No
Really?
shit.
So you're getting your
Steve, how many people have you made out with in your lifetime?
Hold on. let-
Made out with. I mean, we're getting personal here. I mean, it's got to be a shit ton, like 500, I guess. Because I know, because I'm not. This is what I'm basing it on. I don't know. It could be less, but I'm basing it on how many people I've slept with, and I didn't sleep with everybody I made out with. As a matter of fact, I didn't sleep with the majority of the people I made out with. So,
So were you getting your dick wet every night, or
well, I get my.
Lips. His lips were wet.
That was Andy.
I mean, I jerk off all the time, so you just throw a little lube on. I
you're
mean,
like
I
you're
guess my
like
dick's
Wilt
always wet.
Chamberlain?
No, I wasn't that good. But a single guy, a single
takes
bartender in his 20s, you're gonna rack up some numbers,
All right, Steve gets that
Steve
one.
takes it.
Okay, who is most likely to give the best love advice?
I think that's a Karen Lee victory again.
Oh, thank you.
Am I wrong?
I was actually going to say.
Why is it against your tit
I
again?
don't know why.
You just put it, hold it if you need.
I feel like it's like a weight on my
It's
breast.
it's very sexual.
For those of you who can't see, there's a microphone on my breast.
Can you define love advice?
Yeah. Sex advice or love advice?
Where do I put my peenie?
Oh,
That would be sex advice. Love advice is more, what is the most, what is the best wisdom to enter into a loving relationship?
Enter into pussy.
that was Andy again.
Well, I would
change
say,
my vote to
I'll be
Andy
honest,
Petruzzo.
I would say honesty.
Sorry.
But that always backfired on me until I met your mom because I was always honest with the women I dated.
We're not looking for the love advice right now. We're looking for who's most likely to
I
give
keep
the best love
going
advice
back and
here.
forth.
Oh, no,
I
definitely
think
not
it
me.
might now be Steve.
It might be Steve.
Well, that was pretty good.
So you're thinking Deez is giving the best love advice?
Well, he just gave some. It's recency bias.
Oh, that is true.
I
That is
think
true.
Cam gives some really good.
Fucking
advice.
thank you.
Yeah.
I give
What would be an example of good love advice you've given, Cam?
Do you need to? You asked me to officiate your wedding.
Oh my God, that's right.
Oh, you
Okay, that was pretty good love advice. I'm still married. I'm still
You're
married
still
to my
married,
wife.
Yes. And are
always a
you
good
in love or
sign.
not?
Yeah,
So, how do you think that
of
happened?
course I am. What?
Have you hit the 2-year mark yet?
2 years in June.
Talk to me in 5.
Okay,
No, I'm just playing.
7-year itch.
I just want to say every name has been mentioned, or at least thrown out as an option, except for mine. So
No, Genghis actually has given me good love advice.
yeah, I got some heaters.
You've got
in
some
the
heaters.
chambers,
Yeah,
in the chamber.
there was a moment where I realized, oh, my younger brother, 5.5 years, is actually giving me advice.
Oh,
I might have the longest relationship outside of these guys, and these. Well, I guess it's just me and you.
What the fuck?
So I think you're the you're the lowest.
No, but I think it's because I'm just so loving.
Oh, I see.
You have so much love to give.
Yes, right. I just give it
he's
freely
very
to everyone.
romantic.
The light which burns twice as bright burns half as long.
What?
Yes.
I think actually Andy might give the best love advice if he speaks like that.
I was quoting Blade Runner, a science fiction classic. Come to my room and watch it with me.
Why are you like a little creature right now?
I don't know.
I like that.
You've had
character.
clowns on the show lately.
Yeah, you're welcome to be that.
Speaking of clowns and stuff, I got a question for you.
Oh God.
You ever date a Trekkie?
Trekkie. He's a Star Trek maven.
I wish I did. I'm trying to think back.
It's like going through the
Don't have
annals.
regrets.
You kind of made our
It's
sister
not too
into a
late.
Trekkie.
She will tolerate Star Trek.
Yeah, that's good.
The other night, we got to get her in here for this.
Oh wow.
Okay, hold that thought. Move on.
Oh.
Are we gonna remember that?
Yeah.
I'll remember.
Okay.
Star Trek. Just
Okay.
Okay, next question. Who is most likely to have had the most sex partners? And I'd like to nominate myself for this.
Oh, please. This happened to us when we were at that pickup artist convention,
Yes.
and they put Cam on stage
To
and-
give love advice.
and to give love advice, and they ended up like totally shaming him because he didn't sleep with enough.
Because he was trying to tell him to be gentlemanlike.
And
Deez was there. What happened?
actually-
They asked me
So basically, he got asked to speak at this
pickup artist convention.
pickup artist convention, and the people who sign up for this artist convention are not like the most likely to pick up women, so they need all the help they can get. You know, really weird individuals.
I think that's a nice way of putting it.
I think so. And Cam was asked to go up and speak about how to pick up women. And they thought that Cam would be like, oh, you just go up to a girl and be like, hey, baby, what you doing? You know, but
Yeah,
but,
neg them or
neg
whatever.
them, you know,
Yeah.
put them down and get them to like you more. And Cam was just like,
Peacock.
well, treat him with loveness and kindness. And they were like literally booing him and throwing
then-
peanuts at him to get off the stage. And then one guy asked him like, how many girls did you sleep with? And he paused for a second.
And he lies.
He gave a number. And after the show, I went up to Cam. Two best things. After the show, two great things happened to me. After the show, I got up to Cam and said, is that number true? And he goes, no, I fudged it. And it was more than less than half of what he said. And then that number's for him to tell.
It still was pathetic.
And then there was this guy I was sitting next to that was like making small talk. I was making small talk with him. He was like white and pasty and just
Nasty.
the nasty looking dude. And what did he do right after Cam was done speaking? And Cam and his mom got off the stage. In front of me, knowing that was my girl, went up and tried to pick her up in front of me.
In front of my mother, too.
It was fucking
it
hilarious.
work?
Dude made no.
Shit.
It was a valiant attempt, though.
If you're out there,
I give him
nice
credit,
try.
I guess, but what a douche to
gonna
do it in
miss
front of
that.
me. Like
Let me tell you, you're gonna miss every shot you don't take.
dude, he wasn't making that shot no matter what. You know it and I know it.
Cam, are you allowed to say what the number you said?
I think at the time I said 11. Was that what
I
No,
think
you said 19.
I
said 19.
You said 19.
Came up
And
with
you said, and it was about a third.
I think that's a good number. Call me crazy.
Now to answer the
Third or
question,
the 19?
19.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's great.
Congrats, dude.
I know, I was still shamed at 19.
I had over 20.
that was great.
Oh!
Wow.
Bragging. Okay,
Is that a
Was one of which Fat Donnie?
Oh,
Yes, it
Donald-
I
was.
think Fat Donnie was the first.
Donald
He
Trump?
was.
Was Fat Donnie the first?
But here's the weirdest part, guys, about Fat Donnie.
Not
I've seen
Donald Trump.
pictures of the guy. He ain't fat. I don't get it.
It is important
Skinny-
to know.
skinny
Yeah, no,
Donnie?
Donald Trump is actually pretty fit.
Oh,
Wait,
was it
wait.
that Fat Donnie?
No. No.
Well, during the Apprentice days, he wasn't that fat.
I didn't have a crush on him during the apprentice days.
Be honest.
All right, move on.
Okay,
It's important to say.
so to answer that question, who's most likely to have had the most sex
I'm
partners?
going with D's.
D's.
D's by far.
Well, I just want to say, when I was at college, I worked at a video store right next to the house where I lived.
These.
D's.
Still D's.
This is a great video store, the movie store in Hyde Park in the neighborhood of Austin. And I had sex with at least 2 people
Oh my God.
who came in the store.
That's nuts.
And the way to my little honey trap was to play like Studio Ghibli movies or like
What is that?
indie
What's a
comedies.
Studio Ghibli movie?
Like the director Hayao Miyazaki of
Steven,
Japan,
come on.
Princess Mononoke, etc.
Get with the program. Sorry.
And then so I'm
These.
watching like Princess Mononoke, and then girl comes in, is like, "Oh, I love this movie," and then cut to we're having sex at her house.
Wow. That's
Oh, you
just
went from
wild.
the store to the house.
Yeah, but not before we went to our local HEB so that I could get dick desensitizing cream.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
All right, wait. Oh.
Because I was like, I don't want to bust.
So when I was, in my early 20s, I was meeting this girl at a hotel. We used to work together, and I got there before her, and I didn't want to come early. It was the first time we were ever going to hook up. And I went to the store. I don't know, the youngins may not remember this. It might be illegal now. I don't know. But there was this like little liquid, and it had like a picture of like a Chinese guy on it. And it was written in Chinese.
Wait, is this Spanish Fly?
Well, it was around that era. It was around like, the 80s and 90s. And you can buy it in the same store. It would be like right next to the Spanish Fly. And it's
is Spanish
supposed to
Fly?
numb your dick a little bit, make it
Studio
last
Ghibli
longer.
movie.
So I decided to pick some up, because I was like I said, I was nervous. I knew her, but we had never hooked up before, and we had made these arrangements. And I put it on before she was going to come, and I knocked it over, and it spilled all over my dick.
Oh shit.
I had sex for probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours straight trying to come and had to fake my one and only orgasm I have ever faked.
You
Oh my
faked it.
God.
I couldn't come.
Could we see? How did that go? Can you show us the fake orgasm?
Sure. but I didn't feel anything. You could have fucking punched it. I would have done nothing.
my
It was
God.
just-
You got a classic case
It
of
was
numb
like
dick.
nothing.
Numb dick.
Thank God it went away.
All right. Well, I'm glad you shared that. Who is most likely to overshare on this podcast?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Me?
No, not you. No.
Me?
This one?
This one, I think.
No, Cam is definitely overshared.
I've gotten in trouble the most out of everyone on this.
Can I ask
podcast.
you a question?
Yes.
Has Cam ever mentioned anything about Czechoslovakian glory holes?
All right.
You spent a lot of time in Europe.
I've never been to a Czechoslovakian glory hole, actually.
Missing out.
Apparently, it's your mom's favorite, right? Episode 4.
We've mentioned it many, many times
All
now.
right. Moving
Yeah,
right
mother
along.
also.
So
Yeah.
who won?
Mom, D's won for most sex partners. I'm sorry, Andy. And mom won for overshare on the podcast.
Good job.
I got to be honest, though. If you're able to pick up a girl in a video store, that should count as like 82 women or something. Like,
Well, it was sort of like it was kind of like I was like a bartender for the neighborhood. People would just want to come in and like chat with me and like, oh, Die Hard. My marriage not going too well.
well, let me
You know? Or like,
was it a family video store or did you have a porn section?
There was a porn section.
What kind of guys went in there and girls too?
It was mostly men. There was only like 10 videos, but people would come in and like sheepishly like, and I wouldn't do anything to make them feel awkward about it. Sometimes I even took them home once in a while. I think I still have Jenna Jameson virtual sex in my DVD collection.
Can I
Stole
borrow
it
it?
from the place?
100%.
It's closed now. I'm
You
sorry.
know you still have that. All right, moving right along.
Okay. Who is most likely to send a spicy text or picture to the wrong person?
I think one of the bros.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm going
pretty-
with me.
Yeah, I'm going with Moot for sure.
I have technological.
Let's just go off of tech stuff.
Yeah, we're going off tech
It's
stuff.
definitely me. I have done that, and it's been a big.
You have done it.
I have done it, and it was a big mistake.
Who'd you send it to?
I sent it to a guy.
You sent it to the wrong guy?
Yeah, instead of I said,
Oh no.
all right, never mind.
What do you mean, never
There were
mind?
2 Adams in my directory.
Were you hooking up with both?
No.
Was it back when you had the Rolodex thing?
No, I was just,
Rolodex.
no, I was just saying
You said directory.
in my contacts at that time.
I never
this
got
was-
pictures.
This was not. It was not pictures. I was saying, come meet me at this place, and I texted it to the wrong Adam.
And did that Adam show up?
So let's just say it would cause a big problem.
I think that'd be a good movie title. The Wrong Adam.
The
Wrong
Adam.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Spelled ATOM.
Ooh.
And it's a double. It's
A double entendre.
everything. The whole
I
shape
would-
of the world.
That
is
sounds
wrong.
like a science fiction film.
I was thinking it's an Adam and Eve situation, getting a little biblical.
Adam and Eve.
Isn't that also a porno company?
All right,
It is.
focus.
Focus. Okay.
Why don't we go get
Let's
Jessica?
swap.
Yes.
Let's swap.
Sip swap. Or yeah, I guess it is a sip swap.
Sip swap.
Sip swap.
Wife swap.
Welcome back to the show, our wonderful sister, the Dushko, Jess. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Some might
Should
ask
we had
how you
to,
got that nickname.
We had to give her a little break to feed a little child. Jess, we're about
Just a
to
random child.
we're about to play a game. Who's most likely to? Let's start with who's most romantic of this group.
Oh.
I'm going with Cam.
Cam is literally puffing his chest out right now, looking for.
I'm not puffing my chest. I'm stroking my hair.
You're stroking your hair like fucking.
A peacock.
What's the Pablo? No, what's the guy in the romance novels?
Fabio.
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 You're trying to Fabioize yourself right now.
I would
Thank
say
you.
Cam, but I also know the story about the time he took a friend of mine on a date and used a Groupon.
Yes.
That was not romantic.
I would say
So-
that was a 5-course meal.
I guess that is romantic.
If you go back into some of the first episodes, you'll hear about that episode.
I'm gonna also agree with me.
Yeah, I'm going with Cam.
Chingus.
I'll give it to you.
Esteban?
I don't know. You don't really share any romantic stuff that you do with the women with
I
me.
do a lot of romantic stuff.
Okay, I go with Kim.
Wait a minute. Which one of the people here wrote a song as their vows for their husband?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's extremely romantic.
That is very
But was it romantic when you were wandering off while he was telling his vows?
I was sipping water.
And girl's got to do what she's got to do.
Who is most likely to get walked in on? You're thinking S.
I think
you're
I've
thinking
done it.
D's, you
Oh,
walked
God.
One time.
Wait, what?
So
Well,
one time
I didn't know.
He didn't know. One time when I was when I first started dating your mom, I was I was naked and like I was making a joke or something with your mom, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door and I run under the covers. I'm completely naked.
It's like
And
3:30 in the afternoon.
And Jeremy walks in, and it wasn't like a simple hey. He wanted to hang out and jumped on the bed with the cover on the covers that I was
Oh my God.
completely naked under.
How old is he at this point?
Like 13.
No, maybe 15. But yeah, mid-teens. And,
Oh
has
my
a full-fledged
God.
conversation with us. I'm dying the whole time. Your
Oh
mom
my
is just like, told you
God.
so, laughing. And this lasted for like 20, 30 minutes.
No
Yeah.
way.
Luckily, he never took the covers off. You
Thank
you would have
God he didn't get
pleasantly
under there.
surprised.
Why didn't anyone say, "Hey, Jer, now's not a good time"?
Yeah, I feel like that communication could have
Because
done something.
we weren't doing anything. We
Yeah,
were
but
just,
you were ass naked.
But it just, it didn't lend itself
at that point,
to
it would have been uncomfortable to tell him, hey, by the way, can you move over
By
and
the
get
way,
I'm
I'm
naked?
fucking-
By the way,
naked,
my
man.
dick is sticking out.
I was a sheet away from him. Like,
Yeah, I know. I feel like this should have been cut off like from the jump.
I
like
agree.
Jared, don't
today,
get in the
today
bed.
I would. Back then, I didn't know him as well enough. I wasn't comfortable
He
enough.
leaped into the bed and wanted to watch.
Literally
it.
leaped into the bed. Like,
Well, there's nothing you can
Wait,
do
did
once
we
he's
watch an
leaped
episode
in.
of television?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
No
We watched
way.
a 30-minute episode.
No
something.
way.
I was, yeah.
So he watched the
Outrageous.
episode and then he left.
Insane. Okay, so we know the answer.
Yeah, be us.
It would be you guys.
Yes.
Who is most likely to walk in on someone else?
Me. I think that one's me.
That was a gimme.
Who is most likely to flirt their way out of a speeding ticket?
Mom.
Mom.
Well,
definitely.
mom would try.
I was gonna say these.
Honestly, D's.
It happened.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I told you the story. I was going. It's a funny story. I was going to get a massage. I was running a little late. I was driving down Santa Monica Boulevard in West
was it here?
Hollywood. Yeah, it was here. It happened about 2 or 3 years ago. I have the card at home. I'll show you afterwards.
A card?
Hold on. So this lady, I don't know if I was flirting. It was more she was flirting with me. So I was running late, and there was they're doing that construction on Wilshire. I'm sorry, it was on Wilshire because of they're putting the new train system in.
All right, yeah.
So anyway, basically,
Very
I made a very aggressive driving move, going onto the oncoming traffic to get around the construction,
can't imagine.
not realizing there was an undercover cop behind me. Got pulled over right away. I'm like, fuck, and I told her, and I think I got this excuse from your mom told me your father did this once. I told him that your mom was sick and she has diarrhea and I got to go home and help her.
What?
Diarrhea.
Hold on. She goes, she just completely ignored what I said and starts telling me how driving, risky, the way I'm driving is very risky and nothing good could come out of it, instead of scolding me and giving me a ticket. And I was like, I'm sorry, you're right. And she asked me for my license. She comes back 5 minutes later with my license. And I've gotten a warning before speeding. They give you an actual ticket that says warning on it. She gave me her personal police card with her phone number on it. And in the back says, this is a warning for speeding, and says, here's your warning. Have a nice day.
So you interpret that as you picked one up?
So you said you were in a relationship and you had to run back home, and
Because
that's
of the
I'm in
flirting?
the
Girlfriend
car when I
is
get home. I
diarrhea.
don't know how else to take it.
Maybe she ran out of like the pad of warning paper.
That's impossible. You don't call
Maybe
it.
Yeah,
she
why
would-
did she
maybe
put-
she
why did
really
she-
wanted to
I'll
help
show
her.
it to you. I'll show it to
She
you.
probably wanted you
saved
to.
it?
Yeah, I have a whole thing of cards. I don't throw. I'm a hoarder. Your mom will tell
I
you.
think
that.
regardless, this one goes to D's because he's just gonna get pulled over more often than any of us.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
And he's most likely to flirt more often than everyone else, too.
Oh, definitely.
Although mom is up there.
I'm up there.
But mom's flirting would come out like, I'm underage, I swear.
It's true.
I've been there,
Somehow-
done that for COVID vaccines.
Oh my God.
COVID vaccines, we roll up and we're like not yet eligible for our vaccines, but for some reason, mom goes, I'm under 30. I'm under 30. And it's like, that doesn't, first of all, we know. Second of all, that doesn't help. What?
I think that qualifies her less to get.
Yes, that's correct.
I wasn't thinking.
Okay, who is most likely to wake up with excrement in their bed?
I'm going with Jess.
Wait,
I
sorry.
will say,
Human or cat?
She's got animals, babies. Who knows what kind of
I
extra-
will say, when I was in college,
Oh, no.
my freshman year, Jess sent me her mattress topper.
To be nice, I schlepped that thing down for 2 city blocks
Jess-
to get to the post office.
Jess shipped her mattress topper across the country to me, and I open it up, and it is covered in some of the most horrid smells and liquids and colors I've ever seen in my life.
yellow. And,
I was learning the limits of my drinking capabilities.
Yeah, well,
in real time.
I still slept on it.
of course you did.
Disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting.
So
But
yeah.
I would say, either between your own shit and cat shit, you're
Wait,
gonna have
I've
shit in the
never
bed.
shat my own bed.
I could see you shit in your own bed.
But I haven't,
But
for
you-
the record.
But who knows? You probably have.
Jingus is not going to shit his bed. Deez is way too OCD to shit his bed.
Yeah.
You might end up with the dog shit in your bed.
You do get the little nugget,
Yeah, you guys get
buddy
nuggets.
nugget.
Oh
Yeah, you get nugs.
You get
You
nugs.
got buddy nugs.
Well,
I call him out.
I never got buddy nugs.
Too OCD to shit in his
Oh,
bed.
that's
Yeah.
Gus.
how about
Gus gave the buddy nugs.
how about when you had how about when you had Jeremy had his friends come over, stay
Oh, that's the
overnight,
greatest.
What happened?
and Cam goes, it's totally fine if they want to stay overnight, just don't let them sleep in my bed.
I just want, before the story ends, I just want to say this is one of the most embarrassed I've ever felt on behalf of anyone I know in my life. So
God.
I'm not even going to say your names. If you're listening, you know who you are.
Can I say their names?
Anyway, needless to say, this gentleman and his girlfriend, who are now married, so it's
I said you could sleep in my bed, but no one can fuck in my bed.
What's
Just
crazy
make
is
sure
you were
they don't
specific
fuck in
about
my
it.
bed.
That's what made it.
also should go without saying, regardless.
right. You shouldn't have to tell someone not to fuck in someone's bed when you're there.
Okay, well,
I
anyway.
disagree.
First of all, what was the deal? I said don't sleep in my bed. What was it? I said don't sleep in my bed. I don't want anyone fucking in there, or did I allow people to sleep in my bed? But you don't.
You said sleeping was fine, just no fucking.
Okay, and then I got into my bed and immediately felt a huge hardened circle cum stain that must have been like a foot in diameter. I don't even know.
I've
how-
never seen him so angry.
Why would they leave that?
Their defense was that he came inside of her, so he didn't know. So it leaked. It must have leaked.
That's some serious leakage.
Tons
Because
of liquid.
It must
I
have
remember
leaked.
when Cam came down with the sheets, and I thought it was a bit, and I was like, "What?" Cam? And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like it was. Fucking
I was holding
full
up
on,
the sheet.
full on
It was
cum stain, dude. It was.
Wait, not only are they married now, he must have a potent load because they also have a child.
look at that.
Oh, it was potent.
I almost got pregnant from that fucking shit.
You consummated their lives.
If you're having sex in someone else's bed, don't you go the extra mile to make sure that there's no trace?
they didn't know it would leak.
She doesn't know. What did she have no feeling down there?
Don't you just take a gander before you leave?
Listen,
Yeah, it's a very obvious thing.
this is beyond, like I
cum
said,
all over the bed.
the worst I've felt on behalf of anyone I know.
You are absolved. You're absolved.
Well, what about the kid that slept on your couch, the white couch, and got spray tan all over?
That's a great story too.
What is wrong with your friend?
Okay, I will also not mention names because I actually am a good friend. You know who you are. My friend, a very, very good friend of mine, asked to sleep on my couch one night because he was drinking. And he brought a girl back. And I also think I explicitly said no fucking on the couch. And
No one respects you guys.
this is bad on so many levels. One, my other friend was sleeping on the ground next to them,
Oh God.
or trying to.
You guys were in early 20s, yeah?
Yeah. They proceed to go nuts on the couch for a long time. Next morning, I walk out. It is covered in spray tan. It is
God.
like no longer a white couch.
No.
It is
It's a tan
It is
couch?
gold.
No
Oh
way.
my
It
God.
is gold.
Ew.
Were there any cum stains?
No cum stains. What? Woohoo.
Did you have to clean the couch, or you just?
No, I
continued-
made him clean the couch. Are you fucking kidding me?
Did he clean the couch?
Yeah.
Did it work?
And you know what? It's in his apartment now.
No way.
Yeah, because when I moved out of there, he took it.
No way.
It's like a
No
trophy.
pun intended. It
So-
came full circle.
So
Oh,
there
God.
you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love all these stories. Maybe we wrap it up. We have just a few more.
Should we rapid fire?
We can rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Who's most likely to start weeping during sex?
Cam.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cam. Go with Cam.
Next.
Rapid fire.
Next.
Yes.
And it might be because you're concerned about what happens after the sex.
That is probably true. Who's most likely to end up in the hospital after a night of sex?
100%
Cam.
Cam. And
Yeah.
that did happen.
Andy might have been on this.
This feels like an Andy potential
Andy
answer.
potentially could have beat me on this.
No, somebody did this named Cam.
I did end up in the hospital after
Okay.
sex.
After he had sex 5 times in a
7.
night. 7?
Were you worried you broke your
Go, Cam.
It was a week later. I was pissing out blood and discharge. I had to go.
What did you do?
Okay, we're rapid firing.
No.
We interviewed this girl on the show.
Yeah, look for an episode.
The ball breaker, very early
Ball
on.
breaker. You hear the whole story, but there was another part to it, in that he had to. He thought he had some sort of sexual transmitted disease that he was supposed to tell all
Oh
his
my
partners.
god!
that-
No, the doctor said I have to tell all my previous partners that I could potentially have. Okay. Oh god, here's the deal. So basically, what ended up happening was I went to the hospital. They gave me the same shot that they give to people who have gonorrhea or syphilis or trauma. In this situation, it was trauma. But then she gave me an STI test, and she said it came back negative, but I actually gave you the wrong information on how to actually take the test. And so, just in case, tell all your prior partners that they might want to get tested, but they won't need. They might have syphilis or gonorrhea, or you might have just broken your balls.
But it might
And so
be okay because I might have just broken my
And
balls.
so I literally had to call 2 people and tell them that.
Were they like aghast or were they like laughing?
No,
No, they were like, "What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean it might have been trauma? What were you doing?"
Why would they have been laughing?
And then I fucking said it
Because
was
like Cam doesn't have these things.
I had these things.
No, but you didn't have syphilis or gonorrhea.
No, I didn't have syphilis.
That's why they would be laughing.
No, I had already taken like 2 STI tests during that week. What the fuck? Who knew? I knew.
No.
But I still called them. Very awkward conversations. Anyway, all right. Last question. Who's most
Wait, I got a
likely-
quick question. Did you end up sleeping with those 2 girls again, or
The one that broke the balls was trying to sleep with me again. And then I had
not
to
the ones
say,
you told?
I'm out of commission.
Yeah.
This is not happening.
Fool me once.
Yes.
Pull me 7.
The ones that I told did not want to sleep with me again after that one.
Shocking.
Last one. Who is most likely to own too many sex toys?
Mother.
Mother.
You guys get delivered them weekly.
Yeah.
It's between the 2 of us, but I'm going with me.
I was helping you clean your closet and I like sat down on this like ottoman thing that opens up to be a bench and I like put my hand on, I'm like, why is there something gooey here? This is gross. And we open it and it's I like crushed some Uber lube that she had in there. Like like dozens of little vials of Uber
I'm very
lube.
upset that you crushed all those Uber lubes.
It's the last time I helped you organize your closet.
I will say one of the only rule you didn't have many rules for me, but one of the only rules growing up was I could not go through your nightstands.
That's right.
So we can fill in the blanks.
you're very lucky?
Parenting 101 advice. If your kid goes into your drawers, let them see it, and it'll traumatize them for life.
Is that really your advice?
Well, that's why I say if he goes into the drawers,
It's their fault.
It's their fault.
My God.
Okay. Are there any awards for not winning any of these categories?
Yes, there is. There is.
I did. Which one?
Go through them. I'll tell you.
I didn't get any.
Yeah, you did. You won one.
Jingus, you do get an award.
Oh.
Yes, I didn't want to tell you guys, but this was a game for an award. And did you get any? Oh, you got the excrement in the bed.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well,
Unwarranted.
I'm delighted to present to you 2 awards.
Wow.
Going to they're consolation prizes, really, to the people who didn't get
Any.
who didn't
Did
get
Andy
any.
get any?
He did get some.
So it's the ones who had the least amount of wins. Get
So in last place, we give Jingus a bottle of Drive Boost. Hopefully, this will increase your drive and get you in more of these situations.
Oh my god.
This is awesome. Thank you so much. I worked really hard for this. I also got one of these last week from Cam. So now I have 2. So this is really good.
And now,
Can you update us on how they work?
Second to last.
I did read it today. You have to take 4 a fucking day?
Yeah, you got to be boosting, dude.
You gotta be boosted.
You got to constantly be boosting.
Yeah, you be boosted.
And you can get your own boost by going to our link tree, sneakyfam.com.
And mention code.
Sneakypod.com.
And mention code sneaky.
Yeah, this is we'll get that code going. All right, in second place, to the lady who is most likely to have excrement in her bed,
Says you.
I would like to provide you with Momotaro's probiotic for vaginal and digestive support.
Thank you.
She needs both.
You know, honestly, I'm gonna take this.
This is high quality shit.
This is and whatever I consume of this Momo Taro is going straight into your nephew's breast milk.
Yeah, well, it's quality, clean shit. Well, thank you very much for playing that game with us.
Thank you, y'all.
Sneaky Freaks, we couldn't make this show without you. And so we sent out a listener text for this 500th episode that says, we're about to record our 500th episode. Wow, wow, wow. Please help us out by telling us what has been your favorite moment from the past 500 episodes and or how has sex talk with my mom impacted your relationships or views on sex. Bonus, we're having the whole family on for our 500th episode, so let us know if you have a question for them. So I thought we can run some of these responses by you guys.
Sure.
What do you think?
Love it.
Here we go.
Okay.
First one up is from Ciara.
500 episodes. Congratulations. This is amazing. Sierra here. Hi, Mom and Cam. I love y'all so much.
Love you too.
My favorite memory is the Pam's story about the clone of Willy. I don't remember how long ago that was, but it was very funny and it stays in my mind rent free. Comes up pretty often and I think about it. But I thought that was one of my favorite episodes. And I just want to say thank you for helping me get cross country so many times and just having so much fun with y'all for the last couple of years. I love y'all so much.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for the awesome job y'all do.
Oh, love you, Ciara.
Ciara, I love you.
Sierra thinks about your cloned Willy all the time.
My one podcast appearance.
Yeah, Jingus.
1 out of 500. That's good odds.
It was actually spoken about a lot in these texts.
Yeah.
You know what? I would love to hear more about what your experience was dealing with your brother's erect penis and all that.
Do you want to go into the specifics there, Jingus?
Sure, let me explain. I lived with my brother,
Yes.
and one day he said, "Hey, can you help me clone my penis?"
And did you know what that was? Or
I was like, I don't have any questions.
No, you were resistant at first.
I was very perplexed by this.
You didn't want to do this.
I think that's why it made it such a funny episode.
But we had to do it because
We came up with some strategies.
we had to do it because otherwise we would not be paid for
Well-
the ad. We had to use our own personal experience doing the ad spot.
So we had strategies where he was going to be in the bathroom and I would be on the outside doing the science mixing. And then when he got nice and hard, I would pass the mixture through the door. But the problem was Cam, because he knew I was outside, couldn't stay hard for more than like 2 seconds.
I mean, that makes perfect sense.
So it was a big struggle trying to fucking do the science, also not look at his dick, also make sure he had a hard dick.
You weren't even close to seeing my dick.
I think you were the timer as well.
But you did see the clone Willy afterwards, which was pitiful.
It didn't look great.
It didn't look great because I was literally like flaccid while making this.
Don't blame the science. I mixed well.
You actually did really well
Thank
with the
you.
silicone. Yeah.
Thank you.
I would like to say that I'm glad that I paid for an engineering degree from the University of Illinois for Jeremy because he is now able to do these mixtures.
If you'd like your Willy or your vulva clone, just give me a call.
The next sneaky freak I wanted to share a response from was from Cassie, who is a dear sneaky freak of the show. She says, "Congrats on 500 episodes. That's a huge deal. I absolutely love the episodes with Mort and Monique Marvez
Well, can we just say that Mort is the one who came 5 times
a day."
a day?
Yes.
And by the way, I went and I was looking through the old episodes. There's 2. I guess he came back.
Oh yeah, we had Mort on twice.
And I just saw him the other day at one of your shows. I'm like, where do I know this guy?
And I said, this is Mort.
And when you said Mort, I almost said, oh, Mort. Mort the sport.
An underused name,
Yes.
really.
And Monique Marvez, your dear
My
friend.
dear friend.
She also said she really enjoyed when y'all were on Shameless Sex because that was her intro to their show.
Oh, good.
Sex Talk with My Mom has impacted my relationships by giving me new friends, actual true friends, through the Sneaky Freak fam.
Wow.
It's also given me confidence to talk about sex with anyone. I have a question for Deez.
Okay, bring it on.
What's the best part of having a cougar as a partner?
What's the best part of having a cougar as a partner? It's all great, so I don't know where to start.
Oh, good answer, Deez.
Good answer.
Well, when one thinks of
I
a
would say have
cougar, they
just-
think of like a ravenous woman
And a predator.
Or a cat.
or a cat.
Right. They give cougars a bad rap, okay? Cougars are just confident, strident beings.
So,
I would say
anything?
just her confidence, just
the C.
I like it.
yeah,
Thank you, honey.
Oh,
of course.
Capital C.
Also older, unique, genuine,
Assertive.
And
assertive,
racy.
racy.
yes, that's the acrostic that my mother came up with.
I love
and
that.
patented.
I have a patent on it.
The final question from Cassie was, can I come to one of y'all's family meals? They sound like a hoot and a half.
Well, they're like what you're listening to right now.
This is exactly what it sounds
I'm going
like.
to throw it out there and say abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it
Well,
on.
you're
You
welcome.
threw it out
Cassie,
there. Cassie, bring it on.
Cassie, you're
We're
definitely
waiting.
invited.
We're waiting.
The next one is from Colette. Colette says,
Ciara.
This.
Wait. Who was the last one?
Cassie.
Cassie.
Colette.
Colette. Weird. C names.
C names. Okay, this is from
See
Colette.
you next Tuesday.
This is Colette. Congratulations on 500 episodes. That's quite amazing.
Thank you.
I have been a long time listener, and you guys have been in my ears through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't know if I have a specific moment that is a favorite, but I will say I do remember a long time ago just commuting to a job I was absolutely miserable at, and I would put you guys on. I looked forward to the episodes because I just knew at least I could laugh on my way to work. That was really special. You guys interviewed some great people and kind of dissolved the weirdness surrounding my favorite topic, which is sex. And I continue to listen. I think your banter is very humorous, and you guys are special people. I admire the love you have for one another and the openness. I think too many people struggle to open up with their family, me included. So to know that it's possible and see it with you guys is pretty beautiful. And I just hope for more episodes. You guys are killing it.
That's wonderful.
Thank you, Colette.
You can also come to dinner.
Yeah,
Yes, also
Colette, you're
invited.
invited too.
Yes.
Actually, all three of you are invited.
Anyone who messaged us.
Anyone who has a C name is allowed.
It seems like you guys are really over here making an impact on
Thank you.
people.
Yeah,
Thank you there, Andy.
Yeah,
That's very nice.
thank you. Yeah, it's been a wonderful byproduct of this whole thing. When we started this, we thought it was going to be just a comedy show.
Right.
We had no idea that it was going to help people learn about sex and then also encourage them to have sex talks. It's great.
And to make the most uncomfortable conversations comfortable.
Yes. The next one is from Gord. It could be our cousin
Brother
Gord.
of Mort.
Gord says his favorites are 1, Cam making a clone of Willy
Oh my
with his
God.
brother.
Let's fucking go, Gord.
2, any interview with girls Cam has interacted with. My memory is one that he struck out with completely, and another I feel like the girl he injured his penis with came on the show to talk about that night.
That was another good
Did
one.
that happen? Yes, it did, Gord. That fucking did happen. Questions for the family. What was the most surprising thing you learned about Cam and Karen listening to the show? And do you listen to the show? That's my follow-up question. Yes.
Negative.
I listen when I can. I love the clips on Instagram. They're hilarious.
Thank you.
Sex is spelled Seggs.
Of course it is.
Have you learned anything about us?
I'm sure I've learned so much over the years about your sexual habits and
Check glory holes.
check glory holes.
And I think you at one point were part of an experiment to look at your sperm count.
That's right. That was another great episode back in 2018. Where Cam, I think it was another product that you guys were promoting, where it's like a little microscope you hook up to your iPhone and you can check your sperm's motility.
Yes. Apparently your motility is very motile.
I checked it, and then and now I have a son.
That's accurate.
But this was another situation in which we're recording a podcast, and then you go into the bathroom and presumably get hard and ejaculate.
Yes, that's exactly right. I did have to do that. I needed fresh sperm.
One of the things I learned is that Mom has a thing for Bill Clinton.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's a fantasy of hers.
The one thing that I did learn, guys, is that you both have sex.
Oh.
I was not sure. I did not know.
You
Up
did not
until
know.
then, you were not aware.
I was fucking clueless.
Did you think Mom didn't have sex or I didn't have sex?
Both of you. I had no
wow.
idea.
So you were having sex with Karen, but you didn't know that she was having sex.
I don't feel comfortable talking about our sex life. I'm just surprised that they both have sex. That's all.
What about you?
I don't listen much, but I'm back on board with the clown stuff. So
The clown stuff, more to come about that a little later in the
We'll
show.
discuss a little bit more about who we are having as guests.
new format, very fun.
Very fun.
Is Ronald McDonald going to be one of those
Hopefully.
guests? Nice.
Dee says Ian Kerner interviews were highly informative and entertaining, and I still miss Tarot Tuesdays. Always hilarious, as are your experiences at concerts.
Oh.
She goes on to say, honestly, you've brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, and I'd love to know what your loved ones really think about your new identity as a hapless gnome.
That's what he says.
I don't know why I'm a hapless gnome.
I traveled across the country to nourish this hapless gnome.
Oh, you did.
So I approve.
The Jingus joined me at Edinburgh Fringe Festival and was a wonderful producer and supporter of that show. And now you can see him live with me. Yes.
If you're in San Diego next week.
Or during June in the Hollywood Fringe Festival, and hopefully during August in the Edinburgh Scotland Fringe Festival.
Get excited.
Yes.
But who got you a gnome for Hanukkah?
You did.
Your sister.
You did. Thank you.
So I would like to mention we had different categories of topics over the years. One of them was educators and people like Ian Kerner that wrote a book called She Comes First.
Yes.
Were really inspiring to listen to, what they had to say. He came on twice, actually, and promoted another book.
Yeah.
Tell me about
He
your
was
sex,
amazing.
the last time you had sex.
We got a lot more responses, and I want to thank everyone who texted us at 310-356.
3920.
We love to hear from you, and if you want to be a sneaky freak and text us, give us a text. 310-356-3920.
By the way, I love your shirts. Where can I get one of those?
Oh, you can get that at sextalkwithmymom.com.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for asking for the sneaky freak shirt. My friends, I'm very delighted to share. It is time. It is a time of the show called Mom's News.
Mom's News.
Mom's News. Mom's News is a segment of the show where my mother shares earth-shattering, groundbreaking, need-to-know info. Mom, what do we got this week?
Oh, my God. This is a brutal one.
Okay.
I was born with 2 penises and used both for sex. One lover was hooked.
Wait, what is this a headline that you're sharing?
It was a headline from my favorite, what's my favorite? The Inquirer, I believe.
You don't even know
Is
what.
it one of the British tabloids?
It was the Mirror, I believe.
It was. It is a British tabloid. Thank you for.
It had that specific flavor to it.
Yeah. Do you want to keep going? Mom?
Yes, a man
Very
was
important.
born with an incredibly rare condition, which meant he had 2 penises, and has opened up about his sex life, saying some lovers struggled with it, while others got great pleasure from his multiple members. And when I was reading this, I was thinking, Deez, you must wish that you could have 2 penises.
First of all, I have so many questions to ask this guy. If we could track him down.
What kind of questions would you ask this guy?
First, I'd probably ask, do you come out of both penises at the same time, or does like one go and then the other?
Great question.
He answers that.
Oh, he does. Oh,
What does he
The
say?
answer.
He sometimes can do one and sometimes the other.
So they have their own hardness.
So what's the question when you have like you can use your left and right? You're like he's like dextrous.
Ambidextrous.
He's dextrous.
Could you
It's
could you
called
piss and have sex at the same time?
Dipthalia.
That's another question. Which hole are you peeing out of?
Can you do DP?
Right.
Oh wow!
Could there be two
Pam.
women?
Oh,
Or two
there are
men?
a lot of questions here.
Do you have 4 testicles or 2?
I knew when I saw this was going to be a big hit.
This is 4 testicles or 2?
Do you jerk off with both hands at the same time or one hand?
These are great questions.
Great question.
Really good questions.
This fascinates me. I could go on for days.
Have him on. Get him on the show.
Oh, he's coming on.
Is he
Make sure his
circumcised or
pants are off.
uncircumcised? Hey, this is how we can
Make
find
sure his
out.
pants are off. He's hard.
Hey, this guy should be in science. Hold on, this guy should be in science. You circumcise one of his penises,
science.
you leave the other one, and figure out which one feels better.
Oh.
That's actually great.
I'm being honest.
it's a one person sample size, but it is still interesting.
Hey, if that's all we can get.
Because
that's
if
all we
he's
can get.
like he's jerking off with his uncut dick, it's like, oh my god, that feels so much better. Then I think that would really settle things for people. Because like I'm wondering whether or not to have my son circumcised. I'm like, is he going to be missing out on heights of sexual ecstasy that
He's still not been circumcised yet?
Yes, of course
he
he's been
has
sexual.
at the hospital? But like we're wondering, and like is he missing out on extreme ecstasy? Is
The only person that can answer that question is this Los Angeles truck driver.
We're gonna have to get in
Oh,
touch.
he's local.
He's local.
Get this guy. Come on, I'm coming back on the show.
Yeah, you can. Yes. His
Here.
name is Tank?
Okay.
You did not tell me that.
The National Institute of Health says the condition is incredibly rare, estimated to affect less than 1,000 men and boys across the U.S. What did that say? Wild Tank?
While Tank
name
made
is
the
Tank.
most of his
Oh.
condition for a while, he said the pain it caused some partners led to him having surgery to remove his extra appendage.
No pun intended. What a dick.
Tank, you tanked, dude.
You tanked your stock.
Yeah, you tanked
Oh man.
it. You could have been fucking settling
Legendary.
this question that we've all been grappling with for ages.
I'm gonna be honest. As soon as I go home, I'm going on the internet and I'm looking for pictures of 2 penises on the same guy.
I'm gonna search for
there's
Los
only-
Angeles how-to surgery
Apparently,
2
there is
penises.
1,000. I like the way they say 1,000 men and boys.
Oh,
Isn't that one and the same?
well, some are younger
Some
than
are
the
men and some
some
are
are older.
boys.
Good point.
When a boy gets
Yeah.
older, he becomes a man.
That's right.
Right. So why doesn't he just say males?
Could
That's
That-
actually
you're right.
That's actually
You're absolutely right. My friends,
Wait, before we move on to the next segment, can I share some news?
yes.
You have 2 penises?
This is Jared's news. Jared's news.
Cheers news. Cheers news. So today, a little smoke came out of a chimney, and a Chicago Pope was born.
You wanted to share that?
Yeah, it's
You're very
eventful.
proud of it.
Yeah, and it means the Bears are gonna have the best football season of all time.
he's this guy's apparently a White Sox fan. I read.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
From Chicago.
The Bears, the Sox, go
Vatican?
Christianity.
Well, I will.
That's it for Jared's news.
Okay.
Thank you for Jared's news.
And I
Jared.
think it's another section is coming up here, one that is very dear to Cam's heart.
My friends, for the 500th episode, I'm delighted to share a segment of the show that will get your titties on edge, that will get that will start boosting your drive. Will you make more sound effects like this, please? That will start, it will make you so fucking rock hard and horny. You're gonna be jizzing in your brother's bed, your friend's brother's bed. Yes, it's Cam's Uppers.
Cam's
Uppers is the place to be.
Fun living is the life for me.
It's Cam's Uppers, the segment of the show where I share something near and dear to my heart, something that my mother typically finds
Boring.
or
Exciting.
Dull.
thank you, or
Enlightening.
it's Cam's Uppers. This week I wanted to share that Mom.
Sorry.
I haven't even started. Both of you? What is that?
Some more sound effects.
Yeah, but that was during the intro of this. Okay, well, I wanted to share that Gerald and I did a show this past weekend, Power, and I came away thinking that it was horrible. What? I did. Not horrible, but I felt off, and I didn't like it.
The one we went to?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I saw the show.
I saw the
This
show
was the
too.
greatest show I've seen in a long time.
Oh, thank you.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, so
Someone is very self-critical.
This might be the realization coming.
So I rewatched the video later that night after pouting for a while, and I said, "Oh, there's actually a lot of moments in here that are very special. Some that I shared with Andy in the audience."
Yes, you were flirting with me during part of the show.
Very funny.
And you liked it.
He did like
I
it.
thought you guys were gonna fuck, but
Yeah, there was a moment with you as well where I was trying to get you to say encore, but you were very hesitant to share that with me.
yes.
There were many moments that it felt like it was very magical and fun, and I didn't see it afterwards. I was so focused on just
The
maybe
negatives.
one or two jokes that just fell flat, and I couldn't see the positives. And so it reminded me a lot of this podcast. Sometimes I can leave here and I'm like, "Fuck, that
God.
episode was not good.
I
Boring as fuck."
leave here thinking I'm having a time of my life.
Mom thinks every episode is
was
the best
so-
episode ever.
So fun, so great.
And I
Wasn't
leave
it
here, I'm
great?
like, "Oh, it's
And then
fucking."
then he's like, it was brutal.
And we need to fix this. We need to fix it.
Yeah.
And so all of this has got me realizing that sometimes your imagination, your perception of something might not always be reflective of the truth of a certain scenario, a reality. And so you shouldn't necessarily just trust your negative perceptions all the time. You should look for the whole picture. 99 bricks.
100%. And may I just say, having been in the audience, you had the audience on your side from the moment you walked out.
Oh.
And I feel I'm an empathetic boy. I can sense various energies and so forth. I didn't think that there was... the show was great. The show was great. I don't know.
Thank you.
And I
That's very
too
sweet. Thank you.
thought the show was great.
Thank you.
I have to do this with Cam after almost every show because he's always like, "That was fucking terrible." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You just tore the house down."
Maybe that's just part of your process.
It is maybe part of the process,
But-
but it is so painful. So I need to remind myself, this is a big realization. Hey, just stop focusing on just the negatives. And
Also, look at it this way: in 100 years, who's going to care?
yes, that is
It,
also true.
it also should be comforting to know that a show that you literally thought was terrible was very good.
Yes.
So if you think it's bad, it's really good. So if you think it's good, it's probably incredible.
Or maybe it's completely reversed. Maybe the ones I think is good is completely bad.
That's really interesting.
Or you can just stop being a perfectionist, a pain in the ass.
All right, thank you. All right, well, that's Cam's uppers. I hope that helps someone. Thank
I
you.
feel so much better, Cam.
Thank you, Dees. Thank you. The final segment of the show, I thought we would just reflect on these past 500 episodes. And Mom, if there's anything you wanted to share in reflection of something that has impacted your life about with the show that you wanted to share. Is this why you brought this little note up?
I brought up my note. I went through and looked through the 500 episodes.
No way.
And I thought, which are my favorites and why are they my favorites?
So you're going to go through them?
I'm just going to go through a few. I mean, we've had ones
This
like...
is a long list. Okay, sorry.
This is a pain in the ass right now. We had people like Michael Longfellow, who is now on Saturday Night Live, talk about when he and you...
I mean, he and me.
Well, not together, but in separate times, jizzed in places that...
He jerked off in a Starbucks. I jerked off in a Lassen's.
You jerked off in a Lassen's? What the fuck? Did the melons get you horny? What the fuck is that all about?
I
in
was
the
on the
bathroom.
way to a clown show, and I had blue balls, and I had to get it out somehow.
How'd
So
you get blue balls?
I was hooking up with someone, and then I had to...
Anyway,
All those
back to
macrobiotics.
Yeah.
episode 268, the anal experts return.
Oh, actually,
And actually,
filmed
Andy,
by Andy.
you were part of that.
Do you
filmed
remember
them.
filming the anal experts?
So those are two ladies who brought in the
Yes, two lovely ladies, as I recall, talking about fisting, and
yeah.
You were filming
they're
them.
anal experts.
But
You
he-
edited it too.
And I did graphics that had it had like mom with an arrow, son with an arrow, and anal experts with an arrow.
It's one of our most popular videos to date.
And I'll tell you why I like it, because it really breaks down like how to give someone a sensual massage and what. And I learned from it. I
No,
think
you
it's a-
didn't.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh God. Episode,
I don't get massages. That's what I'm saying. Don't.
Okay.
Okay. Episode 237, Craig Conant. talked about getting circumcised at age 20.
Yes, the old, snapping the old banjo
And he is
string.
I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time.
He is fucking hilarious.
Going
And
through all of them.
I'm going to go. I forgot about
Going one by one.
Sarah Weinshank, 274.
just because you loved getting high with her.
I got high with her, and we got so stoned. That is such a funny podcast to listen
Oh
to.
my fucking god.
Let's see. Well, I like the mother and daughter hookers.
Oh, that was an interesting one. They were both hookers, the mother and daughter, and they came on to describe their experience.
So
it's
interesting.
crazy.
I loved, of course, Derek Pierce.
Of course, that actually was shouted out by several of the sneaky freaks in their responses.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Why did you like that? You thought he was sexy?
He's sexy porn star.
He's got a big old hog.
Actually, he taught you a few lessons on flirting with girls in a bar.
You did.
What did he teach you?
Actually, I don't remember that.
He said you walk up to someone and say something, and then you start a little conversation. Then you walk to the bathroom so that she could see your butt.
What?
When you're walking.
I've never done that in my life.
You didn't hear,
Yes, it didn't sink in.
Basically, he's all about confidence.
It's showing your ass.
And having a huge hog.
You're having a huge hog.
I don't know about that. Anyway, speaking of porn stars, 56 was Sarah J. She's amazing too. Some of these porn stars are so funny and entertaining. Dr. Joel is when you called up Dr. Joel, the urologist, and told him what was wrong with your penis.
What number was that? 36. We had him. He was on speed dial for a while there. He came on like 3 times.
Yeah, were you blocked by the end of that?
No, he's still a friend.
He came on recently, I think.
No, not recently.
Well, it was
He's number one. Number one's on here.
Number 21. Phone sex operator was the most awkward experiences, I think,
This was over Skype back in the day, and she was one of our first. What number was that? 21.
21.
She. I don't know what came over me, but I asked her to demonstrate an orgasm on the show.
Okay, that's on you.
Yeah, but I didn't think that it was going to be. How awkward it would actually be to listen to this woman orgasm while looking into my mom's eyes on Skype.
This is like in like OCD therapy when they do exposure response prevention. Like that's the type of thing that they would do as like an exposure.
Yes, it was an exposure.
Your greatest fear.
It honestly was. It was horrible.
And the response is now you don't give a fuck what you talk about in front of our mom. So.
That is true, but that was having. It was like experiencing. It was a weird sexual act, and I did not need to experience that in front of my mother.
And then another one that I love, which makes me laugh, is the pregnancy scare in episode 156.
Yep,
that was in New York, right?
The episode was recorded out here. Let's not go into details.
Okay.
Basically, he thought he impregnated someone that he didn't have sex with.
I did have sex with them.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I
had sex with a condom, but then the condom got loose on my dick after I pulled out.
Oh, that's what it was.
And then it's shit splashing everywhere. And I got very nervous. And 7 months later, I had to figure out whether or not she was pregnant. And she was posting all pictures without her body involved. And I was like, what the fuck is she trying to hide here?
And with little children.
No, then I called her up to test the waters to see what happened there. And she was like, oh, I'm just babysitting. I love babies. And I was like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. No way.
And this is the whole episode. It's really worthwhile to go back and listen to it. And then lastly, I think the first episode was one of my favorites.
I remember recording the first episode. I was in bed, and by the end of it, I thought it was just going to be like a fun little chat. By the end, I was in a full sweat. It was all about masturbation. I was like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
Were you masturbating?
I was not masturbating.
Why are you sweating?
And why were you in bed?
I was so uncomfortable with the whole situation.
Why were you in bed?
Where else was I had a roommate. Where else was I going to record?
Were you under the covers?
I was not under the covers.
Well,
I wasn't masturbating.
You were on your bed. You weren't in bed.
I was on my bed.
On your bed.
On my bed.
Anywho,
right.
Those were just a little smattering of the ones that we've had over the ages. And
thank you for that reflection, Mother.
A lot of there's a few people that I have to say that have come and gone since we started our podcast. People that we've had on the show, very sad. And we were close with them.
Mm-hmm. Sneaky freaks who have passed. Yeah, we've had a lot of people come that have
not a lot, but we've had some people that have passed on
that we've grown very close with,
and we were close with them.
Yeah,
like your father.
No, the father happened before the podcast.
No, Papa, your father.
Oh, my father. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah, we've gone.
Oh,
through
yeah,
some,
him.
We've gone through some deaths since.
Yeah,
Yeah, but people tied to the show as well.
that's what I meant.
Yeah, we've met a lot of people through this process. It's been
Not a-
wonderful.
I still have a problem with the mic on my boob.
I would say one of the things that I've taken away from this podcast is actually in the process. What's not seen during the podcast, maybe it's felt, but what you guys don't realize is that we've been doing this for so long that I can kind of tell where my mom's mind is going, and she can kind of tell where my mind is going, and we can feel when we enter like a flow state of discussion.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
It is a pretty wild experience. And yeah, in in improv they talk about this as like group mind or group think or something like this.
Complicité.
In clown they call it complicité. But it's an amazing experience to share with you and to go through this whole thing with you. So this is one of my greatest gifts that came from this podcast.
And I have to say the same. I'm going to start crying.
Oh. Well, on that note, I was thinking we can talk about our future plans for this podcast.
Oh yes, please. Let's hear our future plans, Cam.
If you haven't listened recently, our podcast has taken a slightly different shape. We've been speaking less about sex
And more about clowning.
That's right. We've been interviewing clowns. These are, I think this is what brings me great joy, and I think a great vehicle to expose my great joy to
I must say,
the audience.
We're not talking about clowns with the red noses.
We're not. They're coming in characters. And I think this is a great way to explore this wonderful new comedic style that's coming out of LA and in other major metropolitan areas. But this is what the future holds for Sex Talk with My Mom. We might be rebranding to something.
Well, we're not there yet. We're going to discuss.
But basically, this feed will stay active.
Absolutely.
But the content on the feed might be less sexual and more clownish. So we hope you stick with us for this ride and trust that we will take you to new places.
And please text us and let us know your thoughts on this new format.
Yes. But we think this will, it already has breathed a lot of new life into this.
And it's a lot of fun.
It is a total blast.
And I want to thank our family for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you very much, family.
This is great.
Yeah.
Anytime. Andy, you want to come back?
I just want to say, I think the world needs some laughter right now. So
That's
good luck.
right.
Thank you, Deez.
Thank you, Deez.
Yeah, does anyone have any toasts or reflections they want to share?
I just would like to say it's very admirable that you guys have done this for so long. You've made it to 500 episodes. You're not sick of each other.
Oh,
and I don't know. I think it takes a remarkable amount of dedication and patience and work to reach a milestone like that.
thank you.
So very cool.
Thank you, Ding Dong.
And you guys are very good at what you do.
Oh,
That's all.
do you want to share anything, Dishko?
Yeah, if my mom had given me the sex talk, maybe I wouldn't have a baby right here screaming his head off. No, I'm proud of you guys. This is it is no small feat to get to 500 episodes, and it takes a lot of legwork behind the scenes. It's not just having fun and goofing off. And you guys, not everyone can be business partners with their family, but you've made it work, and it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you, Dishko.
Andy, do you have anything to say?
500 episodes is nothing. I jerked off 500 times. I don't know what that means. No, it's an honor to be on. You guys are great together. This is a great show, and I think it's so cool that I have family members that are up to really cool stuff in their life.
Oh, we love you.
We love you. Thank you.
Do you have anything to say, Deez?
Yeah, no, seeing you guys work together throughout the years, like Camp says, now it's kind of like, it flows really nicely. And you guys, I see the behind the scenes. I don't have to watch the show, listen to the show because I lived the show. And, watching you guys work the last 10 years has been great. And I hope you guys have another 10 strong years.
Thank you.
You want to say anything, Joel? Make $1 million? See you next week? Okay.
I want to make a thank you to several people that made the show possible.
Okay.
First, starting with Joel and Joseph at You Podcaster. They are the behind the scenes studio and our producers over here, and they make our life and the show amazing.
And professional.
Super pro, super fun. Everything that you're looking at is a direct result of their care. So thank you guys. I also want to thank all the editors that have worked with us in the past.
Yeah, we've gone through quite a few.
Yes, a huge shout out to Dale for many
We love you,
years
Dale.
of editing.
Yeah, someone even mentioned Dale on the.
People want to hear more from Dale.
Yeah, they want to hear more from Dale.
Our editors Alexis and Alyssa, thank you guys, and
Corrine.
also Briley. We have had so many people that are touching the show, making it possible.
Also, Mort and
Mort.
Gorb. What was the other one?
Gord.
Gord. Yes.
What about
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Andy for his video editing.
He did some and filming.
Yes. Who else?
I just want to say Baba Booey.
I also want to thank all of our Sneaky Freak patrons for
over
all
the
of your
years.
over the years you have donated to this cause and given us the financing to actually record in the studio and to have an editing team. It's fucking awesome.
And to Uber Lube to save the day.
A huge thank you to our sponsors like Uber Lube, BB Health, Alloy, all the ones over the years.
Clone Willy.
You can find all of them at sneakypod.com. And if you want to join us on Patreon, that's patreon.com/sextalkwithmymom. A huge thank you to all the Sneaky Freaks for contributing content to the show with your texts and encouragement.
And you're following us on the social media and
Yes, you feel free if you want to get more of this to follow us on social media on Instagram, TikTok at Sex Talk with My Mom. And please do us a favor. Share this with a friend.
Yeah, please don't just keep it to yourself.
And rate and review this wherever you're listening to this podcast.
And let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. And I couldn't do it all without the family.
Oh! A real rhyme for the 500th. We love you all. I love you guys.
Thanks for having
Love
us
you
on.
guys.
Love you.
Love you.
If you need to buy lighters, let me know.
I should allow you guys. Yeah. Does anyone want to plug anything at the last minute? If you want to plug anything, you can. Plug it.
I have an extreme amount of vintage lighters. Please buy them for me at the Lighter Lord. Thank you.
Wait, you didn't tell where that is.
The Lighter Lord on Instagram and TikTok.
Is it the Lighter Lord?
The Lighter Lord. I actually they both might be different. One might be Fire Antiques. Just look up the Lighter Lord. You'll find me.
They're
I
dope
got too
lighters.
many.
I just want to say I recommend watching the New York Mets on a regular basis. That is the team to watch. That's America's team.
And Jess?
Go look up my IMDb and watch all the shows I worked on so that I get residuals.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Andy, do you want to plug anything?
He's, I think, attending to a crying baby.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take. Andy would like to say, live long and prosperous.
That's
Yeah.
right. That is true. All right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Wow, that was...
You were listening to a Pleasure Podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.